Hello and welcome, wherever you are, to what is the final event for the Weekend Night Racing Series. My name is KD1987, back in the commentary box for you once again. But this time it's a little bit different than what we're doing for today. It's actually just a two-part event, I should say. So for today, we're just doing a 30-minute practice and a full qualifying session for well, it's supposedly like our Christmas race, if you want to call it. And oh yeah, and by the way, also Merry Christmas to everyone out there as well. Hope you guys have had a safe and also wish you a, even though it's late, but Merry Christmas as well. So anyway, yeah, we are at the Circuit de Spa-Francorchamps for the Belgian Grand Prix, but pretty much it's a 30-minute practice section, full qualifying. Then tomorrow we're going to be doing a 100% race. So if you're not familiar with how many laps that is around Spa, that is 44 laps around Spa. So yeah, it's just got a variety of drivers from League One, from Championship, and the Premier League. So yeah, I'll give you a little bit of the lineup there as we go along. But yeah, if you want to know more detail about Spa, of course, this is the longest circuit on the Formula 1 calendar, and probably one of my favorites as well. It is a 4.3 mile circuit, or 7 kilometers. It has 19 corners, and it's probably the most, it can be challenging at times, mostly in the middle part of the track, but it is one of the funnest tracks, I'd say, on the F1 calendar, in my personal opinion. So anyway, looks like we get the cars out and about already. So pretty much, obviously, if they're probably just gonna get a little feel of the track, obviously just take some little hard stints, just get a little practice of this track, of course. Probably dumping loads of fuel just to get started. But yes, I guess I could give you the lineup, of course, as we can go along. So in the Mercedes-Benz is actually the admin team of Jake Bradfield, 86, and Jake Wilson, 28. Those are the guys that are racing the championship. And Jake has also been is someone I've been flip-flopping with as well in the commentary box here and there sometimes. But this time he's out on the track, and he's racing they're both racing in the Mercedes-Benz. Ferrari is part of the WNR staff. ALR Vintage, who is in charge of the League One series, and then Theo HCB, who I believe is in charge of like the graphics that we do for the server, or for the league, I should say. Let's see. For Red Bull, it's Marfsky and COBH Gardner. I think that's how you pronounce his name. That is a League One driver, and Gardner is, and Marfsky, I think, is a Premier League driver. So yes, that is pretty much the lineup for Red Bull. For Renault, it is Jake the Slayer, and there's Bills. He's just joined. I think he's also racing the Premier League, but I'll get more into that a little bit later. But yeah, in the Renault, we have Jake the Slayer, as you can see right here, right there on track, and actually in the Renault. He is also racing in the championship series for next season. And let's see, who's his teammate? It is Shad 3RS188. I think that's what it is. And he is racing in the championship. Excuse me, in the championship as well for next season as well. Let's see, for Racing Points, we have Young Tommy, and along with Cryptic Alibi. I believe those are championship drivers, if I am not mistaken. Oh no, I'm sorry. Like Oh, League One. I apologize. It's League One. I'm still trying to get familiar with all the drivers, though, too, by the way. So, if I kind of butcher it, I do apologize. Cryptic Alibi, I believe, is a championship driver, so he'll be racing them for next season. And there's your first time on the board by Argentina, signing at 147.6 on medium tires. Of course, I probably would assume that's with maximum fuel. Young Tommy goes 145.6. I think that might have been a qualifying simulation there. Jake goes a 144.7. So yeah, I think those are qualifying simulations from those times. All right, moving on to AlphaTauri. So AlphaTauri, we have Idelanos, as you see coming out of the pit lane. He is a League One driver and also going to be racing with AlphaTauri next season. And then we have Bills92, who I mentioned earlier, who is also going to be racing in the Premier League next season. And then let's follow on with McLaren. McLaren, it is Liam Yeh, and following him is Tango. And I think those are championship drivers. Correct? Yep, championship driver. And also, Liam's also in the right car as well. Believe it or not. Tango is actually a Premier League driver, though. Let's see. For who have I missed? Let's see. Trying to see. I think I'm missing Alfa Romeo. So Alfa Romeo, we have the Bearded Dave and Swanshank. The Bearded Dave, I believe, is a League One driver, and Swanshank, I think, is League One as well. So got some League One drivers. Good to see. Get a lot of variety out, obviously, throughout this whole session, of course. Now to Haas. We have McEntee 1995. And we have Argentina 1924. I think McEntee and Argentina are championship drivers for next season. And now we go to the Williams. Sigi, 87, who, by the way, is also my teammate for next season in the Premier League. He's racing in the Haas, but today he is racing in the Williams along with Fai Shin, who I think is League One. Championship, sorry. I'm just trying to figure out the names. Alright, so that is the current lineup for today. So yeah, that is the lineup for today's session. And right now we have Tango on the board with a 144.7 on the hard, so he's doing pretty good at the moment. I probably assume that's probably a qualifying simulation. Actually, I can tell that because his fuel is very low, so yeah. Let's see, Jake Wilson has a 144.7. He did that on the mediums. Jason Slayer did a 144.8 on the softs. Jim Tommy did a 145.6 on the hard tires. And Shad did a 145.7 on the hard compound tires. And then Marsky 146.2, and then Argentina I'll just say Gunnar. Oh, and Gunnar's out, and he crashed in Eau Rouge. Oh dear. So Gunnar is out of the practice session, so he's just gonna have to sit out until qualifying and just watch, just like me. I can see the comment section starting to pop up a little bit there. Yeah, keep the comment sections going. Of course, just get involved in the live stream, of course. Plus, that'll also keep me company as well. Okay, yeah, thanks. CNM Gaming, yeah, perhaps shaders. Yeah, okay. Thank you. Yeah. Just like I said, I'm sorry if I'm like butchering some people's names. I'm just still trying to learn everyone here, of course. So just trying to just bear with me on that. Jake. Oh, okay. I'm guessing CNM Gaming is Jake the Slayer, third on softs with the yikes emoji. I mean, that's not too bad though. Unless you were doing like a qualifying sim. I don't know what simulation you were doing. I would assume a lot of them are just doing racing simulation at the moment. But I guess we can see if we can follow along. Oh, okay. That was an old YouTube account. Okay, so Jake the Slayer is actually Formula 1 moments. Alright. I guess while I'm bored. And there's not. Well, we just got all this not qualifying, I'm sorry, just to practice. First we'll take a little tour around Spa. So, we're coming up to the La Source chicane, not chicane, La Source, which is the first corner, and then, of course, down the, what used to be the old pitch straight back in, like, when Spa was first around, and then up the hill towards Eau Rouge, and then on the top of Radion, and then go down the long Camel Straight until you get to the end of the first braking, or actually the second braking zone, which is the La Colombe chicane coming up. And then coming out of La Colombe, then you go into the hard camber up Bruxelles. A lot of the brakes. I usually like to take that third gear, and that's what McAtee is doing there. Into now No Name Corner. I don't know why it's called No Name Corner, but yeah, there's never been a name for it. But now we go into probably the most significant area of the track, Poulan, which is the long downhill left-hander, followed by another chicane, of course, of Campus. And of course, it's turn 13 and 14, and then we go into Stavolo to turn 15, which is now at the end of the second sector. Now we go into the flat part of the track as we go down the long back straight towards the flattest corner, I would say, of the track, Blanchimont, before you get into the next hard braking zone of the bus stop chicane. Brake right around 100 meters. Goes into first gear, that's interesting. Goes into second. Hard on the accelerator across the line, 146.0 is the time that he did. So yeah, that's a little bit of a tour around Spa. And of course, this track though is definitely, like I said, it's significant in its way. It's produced some interesting moments in the past. Of course, one of the most significant moments, 1998, of course, in the lap one, big one, I should say, lap one crash that nearly took out the entire field while it was like pouring down rain. Of course, took out a lot of the big names in that race. Of course, in that race they had to. Luckily, they back in those days they got to use backup cars in case of something like that happened. And of course, 1999? Yeah, with Mika Hakkinen, Michael Schumacher, when they would find each other at the Kemmel Straight, the significant pass of Michael Schumacher battling Mika Hakkinen, of course. Mika Hakkinen, of course, was one of the challengers back then to Michael Schumacher back in those days when Michael was in his prime. And then, of course, 2012. If you all remember the start of that race at La Source, when there was some sequence of events that happened. One was Pastor Maldonado jumping to start, and then another one was when Romain Grosjean caused a lap one crash that involved Lewis Hamilton and Fernando Alonso and also Sergio Perez in that crash, and took all of them out of the race. 2018, of course, at the source when Fernando Alonso got punted by Nico Hulkenberg, went over the top of Charles Leclerc's car. And that's kind of also similar to what happened with Fernando in 2012, except it was Romain Grosjean's car that went over the top of his car. But the thing was, in that crash, that also signified how strong the halo was, because if you remember in 2018 when Fernando was on top of Charles Leclerc's car, when he was in the Sauber at that time, it went on the top of his car, on the top of the halo. And of course that also signified how safe the halo is now, of course. And I mean, it's played its role numerous times. With, you know, probably the most recent significant one I probably could think of in recent memory, Romain Grosjean in the this year's Bahrain Grand Prix. And, you know, when he went into the guardrail, and we all thought we lost him at one point, but the halo saved his life practically. Hold on for a brief moment. Oh, shoot. Can you guys hear me now? Please tell me if you can. Oh, okay. Shoot. Was it the entire time? I hope it wasn't. I turned my mic off for a brief moment, but I don't know. Okay. I hope it wasn't the entire stream, because if not, I'm gonna be a little bit embarrassed by that. Oh, okay. It's just 3 minutes. Whew. Okay, good. I was really nervous about that. I was like, no, I hope it wasn't the entire stream. I was muted. I have like my voice share on and everything too. Yeah, no, I turned off my mic just because I had a brief interruption. That's all. But anyway, it looks like everyone's doing some quality sims from the way it looks. With Vi Shane doing the fast time of a 43.3. And then, of course, if you want to know too, and when you're doing practice as well, like you don't run on max fuel mode like you do in qualifying. Like the furthest you can do is rich. Obviously, like what you do in the race. So obviously, like these times will be like 1 second off of like what you're doing for like let's say a qualifying sim. Oh no, it's just me, Teo. But it's fine. I don't mind being on my own. I think Jake is just racing. Well, yeah, I should say that because I'm I'm right along with him at the moment. Let's see. What else can we talk about here real quick? I guess we could talk about maybe like the previous race winners from the recent years. Of course, if you remember from like maybe we could go back to maybe as far like from this year to 2017. 2017, of course, was won by Lewis Hamilton. 2018, that was won by Sebastian Vettel. 2019, that was by Charles Leclerc. 2020, that was by Lewis Hamilton. So it was kind of a mix of Mercedes, Ferrari, and, well, I should say mostly just Lewis Hamilton and then Ferrari. Well, the one thing I like about this circuit, though, is just the fact that like it's so fast, but then it's so like it can create some trains as well, like DRS trains at times, kind of like when Monza does. But you have all these nice off-camber corners that are really good but challenging, and they can be, and sometimes they can also create some tire wear too when you're on those cambers as well. And then of course, like, you know, it's always satisfying when you get those if you get the track right, like in terms of like if you get the time right, of course, because it's just, you want to, like, you know, you better make sure you don't mess up. I mean, I could probably say that for all tracks, but like this one is just more significant because it's just so fast, but it's long. Spa is just the track that you just have no room for error. If you make one mistake, it's just pretty much your race is pretty much either done or you're just not going to be able to recover. I guess I can run over the grid as well sorry, I'm trying to think here. For the leagues, of course, like for the tiers, I should say. Why don't we just start from the bottom? We can go from League 1, of course. So League 1. I'm just trying to see the name here. But if it is, maybe I can read off of. Apologies if I'm taking very long to do that too. Okay, here we go. So, yeah, for League One, if you want to know the lineup, for Mercedes, it's Dead Rabbit, Schwan Shanks, Red Bull, the Maniac, Hugh Janis, Gunnar, and Sanath, 1987 are in the Ferrari, and the McLaren is TMBA, 59, along with FaZe Bailey. In the Renault is Young Tommy, Andy Liu. Some names I'm actually pretty familiar with too. Racing Point is I'm sorry if I mispronounced this name. Osuski, and then Menace Max. Idalano in LPE are in the Alpha Tauri. Alfa Romeo is Ayla Vintage, and Are You Jealous? I like that name. Haas is Crazy Bill and Muted Dave. Williams is RG, MB, MH, and Captain Infinity. And then, of course, I'll be doing the commentary for that as well for next season, doing the League One. So, and it'll be my first full season doing it, so can't wait to do it as well. And for the championship, it is DJ, Julie, and Jake the Slayer that are going to be driving in the Mercedes-Benz. Shader and Jake Wilson are in the Renault, like I mentioned earlier. Teo and Cryptic Alibi are in the Racing Point. Rentbo and DT Bevs are in the Ferrari. McLaren is McEntee and Liam Ya. Red Bull is Vaishin and Adam. Just Adam. Interesting. I thought there'd be more than that, to be fair. Jay Bradfield and Cal Cohen are in the AlphaTauri. Brandon and I don't know if that's the actual PSN name or if it's just someone's first name, but are the Alfa Romeo. Argentina and Alpha Fox are in the Haas, and then I Am Sloth and Ayrton are in the Williams. Oh, that's another name I'm actually familiar with too. And then the Premier League grid. Now that's the top tier. TG Sean and Serious Mushroom are in the Mercedes. FIFA Beefy and Crooksy are in the Renault. In the Racing Point is Rick Dalton and Shaza. In the Ferrari is Marsky and Nightwing. McLaren is Nunda and Tango. Naldi and J Story are on the Red Bull. Woods and Clarkey on the AlphaTauri. Idenzo, who was the Premier League champion, is in the Alfa Romeo, along with his championship rival from last season, Cowie. And in the Haas is myself, KD, and alongside me will be Sigi in the Haas. And then Sully and F1 Forth are in the Williams. Kind of, hey, what can go wrong there? An American and an American driver in an American car. Nah, I'm kidding. Nah, I'm looking forward to that season, to this season though, too, for the Premier League. I've raced a couple races though throughout the season. I raced in Canada. Unfortunately, that race didn't go too well for me. The Netherlands, I did alright, even though I started 15th, but I crashed during Q1, and that's even though I would have been safe in safely through to Q2. But the only reason I crashed is because I wanted to see if I could get a faster time on worn tires, which I probably shouldn't have done that. Pretty much what happened was that I hit the outside curb going down that right-handed camber at Zandvoort, which, if you're not familiar, is before the end of the first sector. And I hit the curb on the left side, and then suddenly to the right side retaining wall, and I basically just crashed. So, yeah. But I finished. Where did I finish? I think I finished 7th or 8th or something like that. But yeah, if I probably would have stayed in qualifying, I probably would have been in a much better position. But I mean, I didn't take it too seriously because it was like nothing to play for me, so no point of like trying to take it too serious. Not that like I wouldn't take it serious racing wise. I'm just saying like I wouldn't take it serious like if I had nothing to play for. But yeah, the Premier League field I know is definitely competitive. Idenzo is definitely probably going to be the front runner for the championship again, I'd say, in my opinion. I'm hoping to be up there as well. I know I've got pace to do it. Maybe I'm just being a little bit overconfident by saying that. but I definitely can try to be up there, hopefully. But now I know Siege's definitely a good driver. Clarkey is someone I've seen that's been really good, especially in Australia. When I commentated the race in Australia, Clarkey, like, probably the only driver I've seen in my commentary career, well, on this game, I should say, that has done a 118 in Australia. There's probably more, but I never see anyone crack into the 118, and he was just blistering during that time in Australia. And then, who's another good driver? Cowie is good. He seems like a pretty decent driver. I enjoyed racing with him as well, but I noticed there was a little bit of inconsistency. But he definitely will be someone that could be a front runner for the championship, I'd say, for the Premier League. And then, of course, Rick Dalton. Rick Dalton was someone that I would say that was like someone that kind of someone I didn't expect to be up there, because like when I looked at the standings, I don't think he was like in the championship fight, but he does show pace. So he's definitely someone to keep an eye on, I probably would say. But yeah, I guess that's my little rundown, little take of the Premier League grid, and I think that's also time up for oh my god, I almost said it again. For practice. So it's actually a Williams 1-2 with Shane and Siege as the 1-2 for Williams. And oh, never mind, I take that back. Now Liam just put a faster time on the soft tires with a 42.9. So the McLaren split a 1-4 with a Williams split in the middle with a 2-3. And then you have Argentina right there in the top 5 with a 43.8. Jake did his time on softs, 43.9, and then Delano, Spills, Jay Bradfield, and Shader. But yeah, it should be an interesting season, though. I definitely can't wait for it. Of course, I guess I can also give you. Let me see if I can find it. I think where is the calendar? Yeah, here it is. So yeah, the first race will be Australia, and that will be starting. The new season will be starting up on January 18th, and I believe that's a Friday. I think. Yeah, it's a Friday. So that's when the season will start back up, and then I think it'll just. I think after that will be Vietnam. Yep, Vietnam. And that'll be on January 15th. And after that will be Bahrain on the 22nd. Spain on the 29th. And then, yeah, there's your... And there's... Oh, actually, I'll go through the practice real quick. Liam in first. Shane, Siege, Tango, and Argentina were your top 5 for the practice. But, yeah, now we're going to move on into the qualifying session. And then February 5th will be France, and then followed by that. And this is going by the month of February. On the 19th will be China. I think that will be. I think that's a break. There's a break in between because of Valentine's Day. Then on the 26th will be Canada, and then we go into March. March 5th will be Italy. The 12th Monaco. 19th Brazil. Austria will be on the 26th. Then we go into April with Azerbaijan, and I think there's a break there because of Easter. Hungary on the 16th, Netherlands on the 23rd, Belgium on the 30th, and on to May will be Britain on the 7th, May 7th, Russia on the 14th, Japan on the 21st, and then next month after, I think there's another break there too. Probably, yeah, looks like another break there as well. Then after that we go on to June, which will be Singapore. And then the 11th, which is Mexico. 18th, USA. And then the 25th, which is actually 4 days after my birthday, believe it or not, will be in Abu Dhabi. All right, anyway. So, yeah, that's just a little bit of a rundown too. And also, if you're watching, be sure to like and subscribe to Weekend Night Racing as well for any more content as well from Weekend Night Racing, as we will get the new season up and running next season very shortly. But for now, it's just a Christmas special race around Spa, and of course right now we are doing a qualifying session. So this is now the start of Q1. So now, if you're not familiar with this, Q1 is about 18 minutes. That's like a short qualifying. Then we go into Q2, which is 15 minutes, but if you qualify in the top 10 on whatever tire you run on, that's the tire you use in the race. But that'll be different, obviously, for this, because we'll be doing this tomorrow, the race. And then Q3 is just 12 minutes, but that one you can just go flat out, and you can use as much of the tires as you want, even if they are worn, as you know what. Anyway, I guess if we can, let's see if we can find something that puts a lap real quickly. Let's go with Mr. Liam. And I'll give you a little tour of the track one more time in case if you may have missed out. So, we'll follow along with Liam as he's getting ready to do his first quali lap around Spa. And of course the track also has 2 DRS zones, that's something I forgot to mention. And here we go into La Source on the brakes, a little bit wide there, coming out of the first corner. Now onto the old pit straight. This is the site of where the 1998 crash happened. And up towards Eau Rouge and on the top of Radion, and then down towards the Camel Straight, DRS open. As we get now into the chicane of Lecombe. Right along the 4th gear. Not doing too bad, he's got purple first sector, but of course he is the first one on the lap. And now into the hard camera of Bruxelles. Normally I take that 3rd gear. He might have screwed up the lap there a little bit. Alright, let's just follow along with McEntee then. Since it's on a more smoother lap, I guess. So McEntee coming now up towards the no-name corner. And onto now Poulon, the long downhill left-hander. Going to 7. I usually like to take that 8 most of the time. Now into Campus. Going to 4th. Very nicely through. A little bit wide there. You want to rub a little bit out the inside curve, but then use power to go to the outside curve. Out of Stavelo and onto the 3rd sector. Towards another fast straight into what we're going to now is the flattest corner, Blanchimont. Flat out, going around 200 miles an hour. In towards now the bus stop chicane. Go hard on the brakes at the 100-meter board into 2nd gear. I would like to say that 3rd. Hard on the accelerator, crossing the line, and he will do a 143.3. So even with that little screw up, even did a 43.3, which is not bad for that little screw up. But Ziggy already in the 41s with a 41.8, so already put up a statement in Q1. And who will be next across the line? It looks like to be Tango in the McLaren. Can he beat that 141.8? It doesn't look like it. It's going to be a 142.9. Next across the line is Young Tommy to do a 43.6. And next would be the Ferrari of ALR Vintage, and he goes into 6th with a 44.6. And next across the line, I think will be, who's that? Is that Delano? No, I'm trying to see what it is. I think that's a Red Bull. Yeah, that's a Red Bull. Gudner does a 43.3, and his teammate Marsky falls behind with a 43.3. Teo falls behind with a 42.9. And next across the line is a Renault, and that will be shaded to come across, and that'll be a 43.3 as he sets on his time. So next to me is a Alfa Romeo, I think. Or not, I don't think so. Never mind. And here comes Jake to cross the line. The admin goes 1:43.2. And we go and put the tires up for you as well. Young Tommy did that time also on the medium compound tire. Now, normally in these kind of situations, I normally wouldn't like to do the mediums unless it's Q2, but like the only reason I would, because this game, since this game updated now that you have like used or brand new sets of tires, normally what I like to do is try to save the tires as much as possible, because like if you use like all your sets from qualifying, that can carry on to the race, and like you don't really want to be running on used set of tires. That's just my opinion though. But oh, looks like we got an accident somewhere. No, never mind, that was not an accident, that's just Vice Shane just laying by a racing point. And he's getting ready to start on his lap as well. So Sigi right now currently the fastest on the board, over by a second with a 41.8. So he's doing very solid right now, and definitely showing his pace for sure. Definitely can't wait to have him around as my teammate as well, if he's got that kind of pace. So hopefully maybe we can win constructors for Haas. That'd be very, very nice. And speaking of a Haas, I see one of them's coming across the line. I think that's Argentina starting on the lap. It is. So, yep. Delanos is the next one to cross. He's got a Mercedes right in front of him. Jake, who looks like he's slowing down just to get back into the pits. And here comes Delanos as he's going to come across the line now. Looks like to be a 43. Yep. 43.2 is the time. I'm not sure if like all of them are doing like with like a little bit more fuel or just trying to go flat out, but normally like in this kind of way for qualifying, I usually like to do it with like 6 to 7 kilos of fuel. I'm not sure if anyone's doing it with more than that, but I mean, Sigi though, I can definitely clearly see he's not if he set a time like that. So let's see, who can we follow up with? We've got another Williams. Here comes Vice Shane. Oh, his lap is invalidated, so he's gonna have to go. Oh, he's just gonna do another lap. Okay, so he's going to do another lap. And I think everyone falling behind is going into the pit lane. Liam starting a lap, and there's an Alfa Romeo behind him. I think that might be either Schwarzschick or Peter Dave, and it is Schwarzschick. Starting on a lap. So right now, currently, is Sigi on pole position. Tango also did improve his time. I actually didn't catch that, but he did improve his time to a 42.4. But he did that with, I think he did that with worn tires. So that's a pretty good lap for doing it with like another lap on the same set of tires. It's pretty impressive, actually. We'll follow with. I'm trying to see who we can follow on with. That's maybe like supposed to be doing a lap. Oh, like the Laws is doing another one, so Argentina's doing a lap. Alright, so I think the only one that's legitimately doing a lap is Schwarzschick's. In the Alfa Romeo. Oh, there's a little bit of a skid there going out of the no-name corner. Vincent says, "Evening lads, Merry Christmas," or hope you're enjoying the holidays, I should say. And then Jake actually was doing his lap on no TC. So, hey, if you're giving it a crack, good for you, Jake. You know, the thing is, when this came, I probably would say like this game is much easier to use with no TC than it was in 2019. 2019, I just could not do it with no TC, but this one I can. It just feels so much easier because the cars have more downforce, so that makes things a lot more easier. And now Schwarzschick's coming across, does a 44.2. And another thing I forgot to mention is that you have to be in the top 15 to move on to Q2. If you're below that, you are out of Q1. Simple as that. Cryptic Alibi, what are you saying here? I am finally putting TC on medium and having manual gears. Ah, you're on a manual. Good. Yeah, I could kind of get though that like it does take time to like learn to do manual gears. I don't know if I don't know who's on pad or who's on wheel. Myself, I'm on pad, but I remember like before I used to run with like almost all assists, like medium TC, auto gears, ABS, etc. Then I slowly went to manual, and then but still with like medium TC and ABS from last season. Or from last game, I should say. Oh, no! Oh, Schwartz! Oh, you are so lucky that you did not crash that car. Oh, my. Oh, and he would have, if you would have crashed, you would have been out immediately because I kind of learned that learned that the hard way. Almost pull off what I did in Zandvoort. Oh, Jake's got a purple first sector. Alright, so he's up by nearly over a 10. Or over half a tenth, I should say. But, yeah, to the conversation of doing, what, like, my experience of using, like, assist or no assist, like, yeah, like I said, like, I went to medium TC, then manual gears, but still had ABS, and now I pretty much now just run no assists. But if I feel lazy, I'll run with ABS. I still use line, but I use corners only. But there are some tracks I can use without racing line. I probably say the ones I can use without racing line would be like Brazil, Silverstone, Monza especially. I think Monza is more easier because it's just straights and chicanes. And they're very easy to know as well. As we see Jake coming across the line now. It looks like he's going to improve his time. And he does. A 42.7. So good lap. And he did that with the same tire as well. With the same set of tires. So that's a good lap from Jake. Of course, Jake, the admin, of course, the owner of the league as well. He also got me involved into it as well. So I gotta give him big props to actually having me involved in this league as well. I've actually enjoyed this community very much. The drivers seem pretty chill. Definitely like them. Oh, Bearded Dave is retired. Did he retire in the pits or did he crash on track? Oh, he crashed on track. Oh. Oh dear me. Oh, that's how. Oh dear. And Jake is just paying him a little visit, it looked like. How did he end up like that though? Like that, he just did he rub too much curb and just spun it? Props to Jake though for checking that his drivers are okay. But that is the end of Bearded Dave's day, pretty much, because now, even though he is on the bubble, he cannot make it through, regardless. Alright, we got 3 more minutes, and we have yet to see two laps from Shane and Jake the Slayer. Built at a time of a 42.5. Sorry if I didn't catch that. Shane is retired from the session, so he is safe. And I think pretty much from the top 7 are safe, but the rest are gonna be pretty. We'll see how this will turn out to be. As there's Jake Bradfield as he is spinning off into the outside wall of Poulan. Almost in the same area where Antonio Giovinazzi crashed in 2019. And he also is missing an end plate as well. But he won't have to worry about doing another lap anyways. I think he's safe. For at least the moment. Tango has retired. No surprise there. Swanshank right now is in trouble with Gunnar, Vintage, and Cryptic Alibi, who have yet to do a lap. And Jake the Slayer. And the thing is, I don't think he's not even gonna have time to even do a lap anyway. So he's gonna start in the bottom regardless. And Vintage. It does not look like he's gonna improve his time, so it looks like he might be out of qualifying. Liam is retired. So I think this leaves Tommy on the bubble at the moment. If I were Tommy, though, I probably would have gone out like sooner, but he's not going to be coming out anyway because he's in the pits. So we'll follow along with, let's see, we've got one of the Red Bulls that's coming. I think that's Gunnar. So he's doing a lap. Shader, I'm sorry. Let's see what he's going to do. Is he going to improve his time? Right now he's at a 43.3. Flat out through Blanchimont. I think this is going to be a little bit more of an improvement. As through the bus of chicane he goes. And comes across the line very shortly. And I think this will be in the 43 still. He does improve by 2/10 and is a 9th at the moment. So, what about Cryptic Alibi? What kind of answer does he got? I think he's a little bit off though. He was 120 at the. Oh no, he's not even gonna. I think okay, he's probably saving for another lap. He's got time to do it though. He's got 20 seconds to get across the line, so he's definitely gonna make it through. Jake, you are not gonna make it through. Make it through regardless. You're not even gonna start a lap. Should have gone sooner, like I said. 51.0 was the time of Cryptic Alibi, but obviously that was not a legitimate time. As now qualifying is over. So Swanshanks, can he improve his time? Can he get out of the bottom 5? As he's going to try to come across the line. He was a little bit of the curve there. He comes across the line now, and he will be not through. He is out of Q1, and Gunnar will be the next one across. Oh, he is going. This might be very messy, this lap. And I don't think he's going to improve it. Yeah, he is 3.5 seconds out of the middle sector, so no, he's out. Jake the Slayer's going for driver of the day. Alright, so he's going to try to come from 20th to 1st, or at least get up to the top 10. I like your optimism. Alright, let's see what Cryptic Alibi can do. Marvin says, lol. I'm guessing, maybe if I take a rough guess, I'm guessing that's Marvski. But that's just a rough guess. Cryptic, oh, he is invalidated. He's not going to make it through. Cryptic Alibi went too wide at the end of the corner, so he is out of Q1. Vintage is also out of Q1. Gunnar also out of Q1. Swanshank out of Q1, and Jake the Slayer is out of Q1. Bitter Dave, even though he would have been safe because he's on the bubble, is out of Q1. So that leaves Sigi, Vice Shane, Bills, Tango, Jake Wilson, Argentina, Teo, Jay Bradfield, Shader, Delanos, Liam, Marfsky, McEntee, and Young Tommy as your field moving on into Q2. Hey, I got that right. There you go. Thanks for confirming that, Marvin. I got that right. But Sigi, the only time to be into the 41s out of the rest of the field. But I'm sure he can probably improve that a little bit more, I feel like. But, yep, there is your order for Q1. That are moving on through Q2. And these are the drivers out of Q1. Dave, Swanshank, Gunnar, Vintage, Alibi, and Jake the Slayer. And there you go. And Young Tommy was the only one to do a time on the mediums. I'm very surprised he actually did a time on the medium compound tire. Unless you were going to go for an alternate strategy, I would have saved it, but I probably wouldn't have run a medium stint on Q1 because I like to save my tires for the race. But that's just me. Alright, moving on. We're going on into Q2. And we have only 14 drivers remain. Now, this one is obviously you have to be in the top 10 to go on to Q3. But whatever tire you set your fastest lap on, that's the tire you're starting on in the race. As already I can see a car that's about to get ready to go. There is a McLaren. Oh, Gunner's left the session. Oh, I can't do anything about that because I don't have you on my friends list, so I'm sorry. Jake's going on the mediums. Interesting. So he's going to set his lap on the medium tires. So he's going to go for the alternate strategy. Shane also on the mediums. And let me get the telemetry up. Almost everyone on the mediums. Interesting. So everyone's going to try to go for medium hard. I mean, I know it's a 100% race. So obviously go for a one-stop strategy. Go from medium to the hard tire. On the way it looks. Alright, interesting. So yeah, Liam is on the mediums, Delano's on the mediums, and then Marvsky on the mediums, and then the cars behind, there's Jay Bradfield on the soft tires, along with Shader and Young Tommy, who are also on the mediums. Teo's on the on the softs. So only 4 on the, or 5 I should say, are on the softs, but the rest are on the medium, so should be interesting to see here. I mean, I've never done a 100% race around Spa, but I probably would think that's actually a smart thing to do, is just start on the mediums. And then probably just go to the hards, just go one stop through there. I mean, you can do it in the softs as well, but I feel like that wouldn't be the best thing to do. Probably from what it looks, but anyway, here comes my Shin, as you are going to be on board starting the very first lap. So, down through the source, and down through the pit straight, the old pit straight. And then up to over to the top of Radium. Of course, this, gotta say, like, it's so crazy to think about what Spa used to be when it was just open, like, track, like no walls, nothing like this. From back in the mid-1900s. As you said, the Purple Mill first sector there from by Shen. But yeah, it's crazy to think how this track has evolutionized over the years. Kind of like how Silverstone has done a lot of like different layouts back then. Now going to Fuhan. Oh, he ran too much curb. Yeah, you run too much curve there, you're gonna lose the back end of the car. Oh, and someone hit the wall. And how on earth did Jake end up at the wall like that? Oh, no way, and Jake's been just... Oh, you're kidding me. Jake just got disqualified. What? For backing up and trying to get back onto the track. Really, Codemasters? Okay. That's a bizarre way to do that. Cricket Alibi left the session. Like I said, I can't help you with that because I don't have everyone's PSN names, so sorry about that. If Shane does a 58.3, obviously that isn't a legitimate time. What does evolutionize mean? Like, yeah, like the track being evolved over the years. Yeah, like, like what I was saying earlier. It's like the different layouts it's had over the years. I'm talking about from when it was like back in the early days, when it used to be just no walls, nothing, and like you would just like run through Spa. Like it was just through the town of Spa. So yeah, Tommy did a time of 43.0. Tango, 42.9 on the mediums. All right, so he got into the 42s on the mediums. The revving glitch. That is the one thing I absolutely hate in this game. Oh my goodness, that's so awful. Why do they have to have that revving glitch? There's a Renault off, it looks like. Is that a Renault? Now there's just localized yellows and on the Kemble straight. Okay, I don't know what's up with that. Anyway, we'll follow along with Liam as he's about to finish his lap. So he's coming across the line right about now, and he does a 43.1 on the mediums. So he's doing good, showing some good pace. By Shane, a 42.3 on the mediums. And yeah, Jake is disqualified if you just saw. Basically what happened was he ended up somehow into the left side wall at the end of the column. He tried to back up and get back on the track, but then the game decided that he was disqualified for parking in a dangerous location. And I don't understand how that is a automatic disqualification, though. I think that's so screwed up. Alright, here, fall with Sigi. Then, as he's about to start his, looks like his first flying lap. Of course, that was the guy that did the only time on the 41s in Q1. Now let's see what he can do in Q2 on the medium compound. 42.3 right now is the top. And already he's purple in the first sector. He's doing pretty decently so far. And now into the Canberra of Bruxelles. Jake has left the session. That is so disappointing, though. I know that's not his fault in either way. It's just the game just screwed him big time. Yeah, I don't blame him for leaving. I would be upset that way too. Anyway, here he comes to campus and now into Stavelo. Let's see what the time is in the middle sector. He's at a 14.5. Okay, this is looking like to maybe be at 42. So he's definitely up in the. So he's definitely up on the middle sector. He's purple through all of the first two sectors. And now to the bus stop chicane, coming across the line right about now, and he does a 1:42.7. So he's up, or he's down by 4/10 from Vice Shin, his teammate. But yeah, that has to be the biggest F I've seen in a while on this game. And with EA also buying Codemasters, I feel less confident about it getting better, really. I feel like with EA with EA buying buying Codemasters, I feel like it's gonna be scripted, like it has with FIFA. Yep, that's what I was just saying, Serious Mushroom. Exactly what I was just saying about EA. Yeah, because I feel no confidence whatsoever. And that's the sad truth, unfortunately, but I guess it is what it is. Yeah, true, the servers can work better, but the problem with EA is just it's so scripted. If, like, it's with FIFA, with Madden, it's just so awful of how scripted it is. That's why I don't really play much of EA games anymore, just because of, like, how scripted it is. Well, I should say EA sports games, not EA in general. No, like, EA has made some good games. Battlefield, of course, is definitely one of them. Need for Speed. But with F1, I mean, unless they go back to, like, because EA made, what I think I remember EA did 2002 to 2003 or 4. I used to play one of those games actually too when I had the PS2. It actually was pretty good, and it had more realistic damage as well. Yeah, that's another thing I was gonna say. Yeah, the pay to play. Yeah, that's another thing. It's so stupid. That's like with FIFA and the Ultimate Team. It's so dumb. I feel like that's gonna be the same story with EA, unfortunately. So, yeah. Anyway, let's see who we can follow along. Delanos, invalidated. Oh, and what has happened here? Oh, young Tommy has crashed into the left side wall. That's Davilo. How much curb did he rub to go end up, like, on that side of the track? That's interesting. Alright, we'll follow with Bills, who is getting ready for his first lap. And I just saw he was purple in the first sector. What is he on? He's on the mediums. Oh, I'm on the best tire, not the fitted. My bad. So three drivers have set times on the softs. Everyone else has done times on the mediums. Oh, never mind. Delanos is actually going to switch over to the medium. Sorry. Switch over to the softs. So Bills is at a 14.3 in the middle sector, so he's a little bit better than what Sigi was doing earlier. He's up by probably like 2/10 from Sigi's second sector time. And now into the bus stop chicane. Here we go. Let's go into second gear. A little bit tight there through the bus stop chicane. Hard on the accelerator, crossing the line. 42.5 is the time. So he barely beats Tango by nearly 81 hundredths of a second. Or actually 91 hundredths of a second, I should say. Sorry. But I think that should safely put him to Q2, but we'll see what everyone else is going to do since they are on the softs. Tango is retired, so he's feeling confident. And Liam with a 41.8, so he matches what Sigi did in Q1 with a 41.8, so he follows that up with a 41.8 himself on the soft tire. So that's a tire that he's opting to actually start on for the race tomorrow. So right now the drivers that are in danger are Tio, Shader, and McEntee. Jake has been disqualified. Young Tommy won't progress either because remember he crashed, so it's just basically the top nine. The top 9 at the moment. Tio is up in the middle sector. Well, he says purple in the middle sector, but how legitimate that will be, I don't know. We shall follow along. He's going through Blanc de Mont, and let's see what the time will be. I think this will be somewhere in another 43 time, I'm assuming. Tied on the bus stop chicane, crossing the line, and he will set a 43.4. So he is on the bubble at the moment. So the drivers that are in danger are Marsky, Delanos, and Shader at the moment. And I think I saw McEntee just retired as well from the session. in the pit lane. And we have... Oh, Bills is out too. Wait, did he retire in the pits? I assume he did. Yeah, he retired in the pits. I'm just making sure. Love the cons pronouncing these names. I hope it's just I don't know if you're being sarcastic or genuine. I'm trying my best to. I don't know like mostly everyone, so I mean if I knew mostly everyone I probably would. Shader says he crashed after getting purple in the first sector. Oh, that sucks. I didn't follow along with that, but I'm sorry. Oh, that's a little bit of a tank slapper there from Delanos, and comes across, and he looks like to be safe into Q3. Unless Teo has something to say about that, which looks like no, so I think that's the end of qualifying. So it's going to be Yun Tommy, Teo, Marfsky, Shader, and Jake Wilson out of qualifying. Ah, cheers, Marvin. So let's see what C can do here. Of course, that is my teammate for next season. Oh, he forced his lap. Alright, so he's probably just comfortable to start on the memes. Obviously, he knows the situation, so... looks like... Oh, wait. Did he set the... What was the time he set on the... Okay, yeah, he set that on the medium, so... the top 10... are pretty much going to be... You have... 6 on the mediums and 4 on the softs, so that's what it looks like. I mean, honestly, I'm not sure if I'm... correct me if I'm wrong on this, but I don't know if you crash in Q2... Actually, I think you do. I think you start on the same tire that you... even if you crash in Q2, I think that you still start on the same tire, even if you do get in the top 10. Glitch. I haven't not noticed a glitch, Teo. Anyway, here's your top 9 that are making it through. Liam, Vice Shane, Bills, Tango, Argentina, Sigi, J. Bradfield, Delanos, and McEntee. And 3 of them are on the soft tires for the race. Young Tommy actually did his time on the soft, so he's going to have to be doing his race at the soft compound tire. Oh. Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah, I just noticed that. Yeah, thanks for mentioning that. Yeah. You should have been through, Teo. I don't know why it said you weren't. Okay, that's interesting. Oh, okay. Yep. Nope, it's a glitch. Yeah, when Tommy comes in, yeah, when someone comes in late into qualifying, yeah, that kind of screws everything up. Damn, that's tough. I don't know what to say about that. All right, well, anyway, what we have left is 2 AlphaTauris, 2 Haas's, McLarens, Williams, and 1 Mercedes left in Q3. So, yeah, we'll now get to see who can actually start through the top 9. Yeah, I should have saw that, but yeah. I know you qualified 9th. Yeah, I saw that before I went to the actual leaderboard at the end of the session. Yeah, I don't know. That's... Yeah, I think that could be a glitch. Maybe we'll have to work something out there. But yeah, that's a big blow. But anyway, we got everyone out and about. No, Tommy was out in qualifying. He crashed in the qualifying session. It said he qualified 10th. I don't know. Codemaster's just doing its thing. Confusing the hell out of everyone, really. Would be nice if Codemasters just would be more simplified. Really. Instead of all this rubbish. Anyway. Let's follow along with Argentina, and his teammate's going to follow along. A little bit too close, I'd say, for the two houses to be that close. And then you got Sigi and who's the next one across? It looks like the two McLarens are coming as well. So let's follow on McAtee, or sorry, not McAtee, Argentina, as he will be the first one to set a lap. And this qualifying session is 12 minutes now in Q3. Down the Camel Straight, where's he gonna set 29.8? McAtee does I think he was close, but I think he was in the 30s. Oh, a little bit closer to the inside curve. I'm quite seeing invalidated from that. Into the hard camber of Bruxelles. Into second gear. Out on third gear, which is, I would stay mostly the third, really. Off of no-name corner, into now Huon on the curve. Go down to 7th gear. Well, I'd probably stick to 8, but you can also stick to 7 as well. I get why you'd go 7, just going to power. Into campus. Stay on the curves as much as possible, using the width of the track. Into now Stavolo. And the time right now is at 13.9, so he's doing pretty well. This will be looking like to be a pretty decent time on the board. Right now, I think he's in line for pole unless McAtee has an answer for that. But let's see what he does with the bus stop chicane. A little bit too much tightness into the corner. Hard on the accelerator. 42.2 is the time. What does his teammate do? He does a 43.0. Bills does a 41.9. So right now he's on to provisional pole. And who was that that crossed? Delanos does a 43.0. And Tango does a 42.0. So he is at least a 10th off. And who just crossed? I think that was Liam. 42.0. Siege goes on to provisional pole now with a 41.8. What does Jay Bradfield have an answer for that now? Can he get into the 41s? Oh, great. Still more than that revving glitch. I love that. He comes across the line now, does a 43.0. And Vice Shane goes into the pit lane to aboard his lap. But Sigi right now on provisional pole at the moment. So that's actually looked pretty strong on pace during qualifying, so he's definitely someone to maybe look out for. Maybe on a personal note, I'm actually liking now he's my teammate. If he's showing this kind of pace, I'm actually looking forward to next season, for sure. Alright, so 6.5 minutes left. I'm assuming now everyone's got another set, because obviously in this one, you have an extra set of softs that you can use. So I assume everyone's going to go out one more time for their brand new sets of soft compounds. And now we'll dive into the pit lane. 6 minutes left on the clock, and C right now is your provisional pole setter at the moment with Bills right behind him. And now our Tango comes into the pits, and so will everyone else. But Vice Shane is on a out lap, so we shall see what he can do a little bit later. There goes C now into the pit lane. pits. The only one that's not is Shane because he went out again. I think that's the extra set of softs that he has on right now. Which would not surprise me because I think he used up almost all of them in qualifying, if I'm not mistaken. Alright, so I guess, since ever... Oh, jeez! Well, that isn't going to help you with anything. So, Shane is out of qualifying before he even get a set a lap. I was going to follow him and see what he was going to do for a lap, but he ended up crashing at the end of the second sector. So, he is out of qualifying. Alright, so then I guess we will have to do the waiting game. Yeah, I think what happened was that Shane pushed a little bit too much on the curve, and then that just caused him to spin that car into the outside barrier and lose his right rear tire. Right, so I probably would assume everyone will come out. Someone will probably have to come out with maybe 3.5 minutes, maybe 3 minutes left on the clock. But we shall see. Pits are nice and comfy at the moment. Yeah, I can see you guys having a good time there. Okay, now we got someone coming. I think that's a McLaren. Yes, it is. Which McLaren is it? Liam. Oh, and Delano's, I did not see him come out, but he is also out as well. Yay, we've got someone to follow. Alright, so Delanos right now has a 43.0. Right now is currently in 6th, so he needs to be, he wants to be in the top 3. He needs to be in the 40, needs to crack a 42.0. Better than a 42.018. Yeah, I would agree on that, Mushroom. There are some good times on here, for sure. So right now we have the AlphaTauri Delanos, and then we have the 2 McLarens are out, and so is Sigi, your current provisional pole sitter at the moment. It's a comfortable 140. Well, actually, I don't know if I would say comfortable, but it is a 141.846 that he has at the moment. Nearly half a tenth clear of Bills. So Bills will probably be the challenger to maybe see if he can get provisional pole away from him. Unless Tango and Liam have something to say about that as well. But it's cool. But anything can happen. We shall see. But in the meantime, we'll follow along with Delano as he's going to start his second flyer, and it will be his last one as well. They will not have enough time to do another lap on the board in case they mess up. So this is your one and only chance. And here we go into La Source. On the brakes into second gear, very nicely done. A little bit wide there at the exit of La Source, so he's doing okay. Now on to the hill of Eau Rouge into the top of Radion they go, as he goes, I should say, not they. And now onto the Camel Straight. Reaching up to the speeds of around 206 miles an hour, and he is right now at a 29.9 in the first sector. He is up, but not by much. Coming through the Coleman now onto the Camber of Bruxelles. A little bit tight there. I think it went a little bit too deep into now No Name Corner. A little bit more a little bit more of a conservative approach on the brakes. On to now Puon. Hard on the accelerator through 8th gear. Rounding about the speeds of 195 miles an hour. Into now the campus chicane. Using all the curve as much as he can. Very nicely done there. As he's up by, oh, he invalidated, so he's not going to improve. So that is his qualifying over. Now, we'll follow up with Liam then. The two McLarens right now trying to improve their time. They need to get to pole of a 141.8, and that's not going to happen for Liam as he's invalidated. What can his teammate do? Tango is purple. He's up by 3/10. So this could be a full time right now. He needs to get a toe a little bit from his teammate. Will that help him out a little bit, though? A little bit of lag there on my screen from him. He's trying to get the toe. Gets out of the way now. Onto the bus stop chicane. Oh, this is looking good, I think. Hard on the accelerator, crossing the line now, and it is pole. 141.7. 141.7 now is the time. So Tango onto provisional pole at the moment. Unless Jay Bradfield has something to say about it. Through the bus stop chicane he comes. Can he improve now to a 142? What will be a 42.3? So he stays 6, but he does improve a lot of his time. Siege goes on the provisional pole again with a 41.6. This is super close. What has Bill's got? He's invalidated his lap time. Argentina, does he have a response? It is a 141.8. So Siege goes on to provisional pole. And that is the end of your qualifying session. Argentina, though, with a personal best, though, on to 3rd place. Very good lap indeed. But Siege onto pole, and look at the time separated from the top 4 by 4/10. Very nicely indeed. Half a second clear from the top 5. Very good indeed. Siege onto pole. Tango onto 2nd place. Argentina to 3rd. Bills to 4th. Liam to 5th. Jay Bradfield to 6th. Delano in 8th. McEntee in 8th. And Vice Shane in 9th. Well done, though. That was a good qualifying session, actually. Very close indeed. So Siege on to provisional pole position for tomorrow's 100% race. I believe this will be right about the same time for tomorrow's race. I think it'll be at 7:30 London time, wherever you from. Well, I think it's Greenwich time, if I'm not mistaken, or whatever the time zone is in UK. I forget what it's actually called, but it would be around 11:30 a.m. my time, which is Pacific time, because I'm from California. Siege. Oh my God. Well, why didn't you tell me that, Jake? No one told me that. There was 2 E's. I thought it was pronounced Siege. It does sound like a kids' TV show. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, because there's 2 E's. I thought it was pronounced Siege. Okay. Well, I think I'm going to leave it there. But yep, that is the end of your qualifying. And I shall catch you next time for tomorrow's race. Take care and have a great night.